everyone, Scarlet Everose here, back with another deep dive into the mind shaped by loss, loyalty, and an unwavering mission. Today we're uncovering the story of Kurapika, the last survivor of the Kurta clan, and a meticulous strategist and a fighter driven by justice and revenge. This isn't about cheering or condemning, it's about understanding. Whether you admire his dedication or question his obsession, Kurapika remains one of Hunter x Hunter's most intense and morally complex characters. Let's explore the heart, the fury, and the cost of vengeance. Before we jump in, sending a huge thank you to everyone for the consistent love and support. For episode 17, I've taken the reins and decided to focus on Kurapika, and I'm thrilled to deep dive with you all. Your messages, reactions, and engagement mean the world, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts after this one. Yes, before we continue, guys, I really want to say thank you for everything, for helping me, create this content every day. You guys help me with ideas and everything else. I have taken the reins for this episode 17 and the other upcoming episode, the 18, but episode 19 and 20, you guys can totally vote on that one. But then again, I really want to say thank you guys, and I'm really excited to deep dive into a solo Kurapika episode, even though we already done one of him with a versus with Crollo. If you guys haven't watched that one, I recommend you guys watch that one. It's on the top right side of your screen. Alright, thank you guys. Let's dive in. Segment 1. Origin, Clan, and the Trauma of Loss. Kurapika's story begins with tragedy and the annihilation of his clan, and the thief of their unique scarlet eyes. We'll break down how this informative trauma shapes his purpose and the disciplined, calculating personality he exhibits. Okay, so I talk about a lot on him on my episode 16 with Crollo and stuff like that, but I don't mind going back. So Kurapika came from a clan called the Kurta clan that were, unalived by, the Phantom Troop for their scarlet eyes, which is like the eyes that you can consider they are worth millions. Just like how we value things in very high prices on things that, should be kept alone, but we make it into a prophecy. And Kurapika is very affected by it. He's the only one that has survived, and all he thinks about is revenge and trying to avenge his people that he lost. And he's willing to do anything to get that plan done, whether it's risking his friends, even though he loves his friends, but he wouldn't care if that moment had to exceed on that. When a character named Learia was trying to call him due to Gon being the main protagonist, Kurapika doesn't even answer the phone because he's so avenged and raged, and has a funeral for his people, that he doesn't even answer the phone. And I heard, and myself included, everyone was upset at Kurapika for that, but you also have to understand, he did not, from the very beginning, until a little bit has changed, but in the very beginning, Kurapika has always said the reason he took the Hunter exam is because he wanted to avenge his family. That's it, not to make friends with anyone, just to avenge the people that got killed in his Kurta clan. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't come there to be friends with anybody. He just came here to finish the plan, and if that meant him risking his life, he would so do it without hesitation. He would so do it without hesitation, that is for sure. He is not just a survivor. He's a guardian of memory and justice, using every source and ability to protect his clan's legacy. But how does the pursuit of vengeance affect his morality and choices? Ooh, on that, his morality and choices. His morality is, like I said, he's not there to make friends. He's there because he's enraged and he's traumatized for what he went through. He would go anywhere. He doesn't care if he has blood on his hands. He would absolutely take vengeance for his clan without hesitation. Alright, let's keep going. Segment 2, Power, Strategy, and the Chain Judgment. Kurapika's abilities are precise and fearsome, and his chain jail is a symbol of both his strength and his obsession. So real quick on his ability. So Kurapika has this nen ability called the Chain User, or he's called the Chain User, and he has these chains where he can, fight, I guess you can call it nunchucks, but with chains, and he can do whatever he wants with them. But there comes a price to it. He made a contract with himself, and that contract is that he doesn't use it on anyone else. He uses it on just the Phantom Troop and everything else. If he were to use that on anyone else, it could affect his heart and he could, pass away. And, he doesn't want to use it on anyone else, but if he gets angry and uses it anyway, that could be a very, very highly risk on that. And, that's part of his chain abilities. So he has intelligent and relentless strategy he employs to confront the Phantom Troop and others who threaten his mission. While his power is extraordinary, it comes at a personal cost, just like what I said. And sometimes obsession can blur the lines between justice and revenge. So he can be very, angry, but also he doesn't know when to quit because his fury is so high up that he can't control his anger, and then he can hurt someone without meaning to. That's how much rage he has, and like I said, the possible cause is that it can affect his heart. So let's move on. Segment 3, Relationships, Loyalty, and the Human Side. Beneath the armor of vengeance is a loyal, caring individual with emotional ties. We'll explore how his bond with friends, allies, even rivals impact his journey. Yes, so real quick. So Kurapika has these, I guess you could say these 1, 2, 3, probably 4, if 5 included. His best friend that tragically passed away with the Kurta clan. And one Leorio, Killua, gone, and then him. And then there's this other character, her name is Melody, that he has an interaction with. Like I said, Kurapika is a kind person. But since trauma and everything else gets in the way of him, thinking, okay, these people aren't gonna hurt me and whatever, it takes a long time for him to kind of realize what true friends are, since he has lost a very good friend of his that was taken away from him, and he fears the same thing for his other friends who's just gone, Killua, Leorio. He's very protective of the people he's loved, even if it means pushing them away. And that is due to his trauma response because of that. Because he's afraid of losing, someone he really cares about. And there's this other character, her name is Melody, that was cursed by a cursed piano that a friend of hers and her, they were going in and they shouldn't have, and that cursed her. And the one thing that calms Kurapika is when she plays her flute, and that calms him down and stuff like that. But he's protective of her, and you see them a lot together and stuff like that. But would I say that would change the fact that he stops doing what he does and stops being, and starts making friends? Absolutely not. His mission towards the very end of his death, if it has to be that way, he will. But does he absolutely love these people? Yes. He might not show it, and like he admits it. No, but he cares about these people. And with rivals, he's very, very rage and, would kill without hesitation. Allies like Melody and the rest of the group, he would team up with them, but he's very protective. Like I said, he would push anyone away if he thinks it's a risk to put them in a mission with him, and he's mean about it, but you can tell the reason why he's like that. It's not because he wants to be like that. It's because he wants people to be safe and not unalive how his clan was. That's a coping mechanism for him, and he doesn't want to go through that again. So his duty and emotion. So his duty is, avenging his Kurta clan from the Phantom Troop. Emotion, he's, when he's not fighting, he can be very kind. He smiles in a couple episodes, but it's very rare. It's very, very rare for him to care. Not care, but it's very rare for him to feel safe, because he doesn't feel safe. His nervous system will come down because, of what he went through, and he has every value to feel that way. Alright, let's move on. Oh, I forgot to mention. And his obsession is just to end the Phantom Troop, avenge his clan, and probably be there with him, if that's the case. Alright, let's move on. Segment 4. Final thoughts plus what's next. Kurapika's journey is a story of justice, pain, and relentless pursuit. He challenges to reflect on loyalty, obsession, and the cost of revenge. So before we go anywhere else, before we end this amazing episode, I want to tell you guys a little bit of Togashi. So I found out last week ago that he's finally back. I'm so excited. So if you guys do not know who Togashi is, he's an amazing author of Hunter x Hunter, and he's been on hiatus for quite a long time due to health issues, but apparently I found out he's back, so we're super excited. Let's see where the manga goes. And if this story does continue, guys, best believe I'll definitely be there showing you guys what the next story of the arc is. I don't want to butcher the name of it, so I'm just gonna put it in the column down below, because I do not want to butcher that amazing arc story. So yes, next episode we'll dive into a versus analysis, and I can't wait to see you there. Alright, you guys, stay passionate, stay curious, and remember, even the smallest bond can ignite the fiercest fire. Love y'all. Bye.